Hey everybody, it's Indigon, and I finally have a nice circulated quarter box to hunt. I have opened it up to make sure that it was circulated, and that's all I have done with it. So I will go ahead and get into this box, and I will bring you back in on the first find, or probably at the end of 10 rolls. Alright, let's get to it. Roll number 2 is going to start us off strong. We're going to have a proof, a 2004 Iowa. This is a clad proof. And we're going to have a 83 filly with the spitting eagle. So you can kind of see the die clash. This is just a die clash, but it is in the Cherry Picker's Guide variety now, I believe. Let me verify that for you. And I believe it is the FS, let's see, there we go, the FS 901. So there it is. That is now a Cherry Picker's Guide variety quarter. So this one's not in great shape. It's not very high grade. I do have nicer ones, and I do find those quite a bit. But anytime you find a Cherry Picker's Guide variety, you want to hold on to it. So 2 finds on roll 2. Bring you in on the next one. Roll number 3, and I wanted to bring you back in. This is an 84 Philadelphia, and this also has the spitting eagle. So like I said, I do find the spitting eagles quite a bit, but the 83 Philly is the only clad Cherry Picker's Guide spitting eagle as far as I'm aware. But there are quite a few different clad quarters that have that error on it. So just point of clarification, the spitting eagle doesn't just happen on the 83 Philly. It happens on pretty much all of the eagle reverse Washingtons, even some of the silver ones. But anyway, figured I'd bring you back in on that. That was in roll number 3. I will bring you in on the next find. Roll number 6, and we're actually going to have an NIFC. So I thought it was a proof at first, but it is a San Francisco minted, not intended for circulation, 2018 Voyagers. So add an NIFC to the board. Those usually have really low mintages, and I don't have that right offhand. I will try to get that and put it probably right here on the video. So I will bring you back on the next find. Roll 7, and we've got another find. This one's another minor doubled cuff on the 2021 Crossing the Delaware Filly. And it's not much, but it is a nice little double die. And I will bring you back on the next find. Just finished up roll number 7 there, and got an 89 Denver, which unfortunately has a little bit of ring of death on it, but there's a new Cherry Picker's Guide variety for this date, and let me get it under the scope. So there's something going on here. I believe that's machine doubling. However, you see kind of right over here on this left side, almost looks like it's either a contact mark or a strike through, but it's got something else going on there. So you can kind of see when you turn it, it almost looks like it's straight across, and you get a little shadow on it. And you can kind of see some of that machine doubling on the top, the back of the D, and the inside curl there. But it's not a match, because the FS 501 is actually basically just doubled out here, and there's nothing really visible on the inside of the curl. So I don't think it's actual RPM, but it did catch my eye, so I figured I'd show it off in case somebody else runs into something very similar to it. And like I said, I think it's just a contact mark. I don't think it's an RPM or anything. I think it's just machine doubling. So bring you in on the next one. Alright guys, I'm on roll 8 and I just found a quarter I have never found before. So it's a Fort McHenry out of Maryland, ATB quarter. But check out the starburst. Look at the doubling in that. That is just beautiful. Look at how much doubling there is in that. And that is actually WDDR003 over on doubledie.com. So you see the bottom 3 spines there, and notice the extra doubling up here. And there we go. So WDDR003, and it is quite impressive. I probably am not capturing that. Let's see, there's supposed to be a little bit on the bottom of the flag, and there it is. So yeah, that's a new one for the collection. Pretty cool. Look at that. Alright, bring in on the next one. Alright, I'm done with the first 10 rolls, and I've got 3 more almosters. So I think this one is, yeah, this one does have a little bit of doubling right there in the window. I'll have to look that one up and see what it is. This is the 89 Denver, which had that machine doubling on it, but I'm still going to hold on to it. And then this Maya Angelou looks like it's got a little something right here in the back of the earring. And all of the Variety Vista designs are on the left side of the earring, so they're over or down on the left side. But this one, actually, if you kind of turn it a little bit, let me raise the microscope a little bit. So if you turn it, it's still there. It doesn't just go away because you're turning the coin. I think I went a little bit too far. But yeah, looks like there might be something on the inside of the right of that earring on this one. So I'll hold on to that and check it against some of my other ones. So, pretty good set of results for the first 10 rolls. And I did have another Fort McHenry show up. So, again, this is the one with all of the doubling. So you can kind of see all that extra material there. And this is the normal, what it's supposed to look like. If I can get it turned right. And see how all that is gone. So it's just very plain looking single lines, and again, here's the doubling. So just figured I'd show that a little bit better. But yeah, pretty good first 10 rolls. All right, let me bring you in on the next find. On roll number 14, and we've got 3 more finds. So this 80 was it, or excuse me, 92. The Philly mint mark is almost completely gone. It's still there, but when you look at it under the microscope, there's nothing. I mean, you just really can barely see that. So, grease-filled die probably. And then 2 of the Saratogas with some very minor doubling in the handle, the saber handle. So this one is a little bit right there, kind of at an angle. And then this other one has a little bit right there. This is actually machine doubling. So this is machine doubling, and this is actual hub doubling on the same coin. So in case you were wondering if you can have both, yes, you absolutely can. All right, bring you back in on the next one. Roll number 19, and I have another crossing the Delaware with a little bit of minor doubling right there in the cuff. Not much, but I'll bring you in on the next one. I'm on roll 21, and I've got an 89 Denver under the scope, and I think this is just machine doubling. However, see how it's kind of extra thick here? I don't see the rest of a mint mark to make this an RPM, but that's something I'm going to hold on to just in case, because 89, it was still possible to have an RPM. The one in the Cherry Picker's Guide is on the left side of the D here, but that's kind of interesting to me. So if you know any more about that, if it is or isn't, throw that in the comments, please. So bring you in on the next one. halfway through the box and have another Crossing the Delaware with a little bit of a minor doubled cuff. Bring you in on the next one. Roll 27, and we've got two more of the minor cuffs, doubles. So this one has just a little button look to it right there. This other one's a little bit better. It has some doubling right up here. This is not the biggest, but it is in the same region as the DDR001. But I'll bring you back in on the next one. Roll number 30 is going to give us one more of these doubled cuffs, and that leaves us 20 rolls left. Bring you in on the next one. I'm on roll number 31, and I've got an 89 Denver under the scope here. And as you can see, that looks an awful lot like machine doubling on that. However, look at the new FS501 here. So that left side of the D looks a whole lot like machine doubling, unless you know what you're looking for. And I'm not sure that this is it yet, but I am going to at least clean it off, because I think this is worth looking at a little bit closer, because I don't think any of these have been slabbed by PCGS yet, and this one's probably not worth it. It is very circulated, but it would be kind of cool to have the first one attributed by PCGS. So again, this one's probably going to see some MS70, but if I can clean that up and see if that actually is correct, I will say that the mint mark position, the angle, so let's turn that a little bit. So that's fairly straight up and down, and you see the angle is fairly similar. So there's not really any die markers listed on Variety Vista, but I will take a look at that one a little bit further and hopefully have something for you in the wrap up. On to the next one. Getting towards the bottom of the box here in roll number 36, and we have another Saratoga with, if I can find it, there we go, with a little bit of doubling in this lower loop. So that makes, I believe, 3 for the box of those, and the Crossing the Delawares, I've shown enough of those for now. I'll catch you up at the end, and I will bring you in on the next big find. All right, let's get to it. Down to the last 5 rolls, and I finally have a Harper's Ferry with some doubling in it. So I've looked at a bunch of these in this box, and this is the first one that has had any doubling in those windows at all. And on top of that, we got the second one in the same roll. So a little bit different different double die, but this first one is really, really nice. Looks like it's probably a high AU, maybe a low mint state, but really pretty coin, really nice doubling in that one. So definitely glad to find that, and I will bring you in on the next find or at the end of the box. Roll 48 is going to give us 2 more finds. So we had a Homestead with a little bit of doubling in this window pane. I have found that one before, but always enjoy finding those. And then we found this Crossing the Delaware, but it's actually a much nicer, more pronounced. This one's more of a eastward shift when you actually turn the coin the right way of that cuff. So this is actually a pretty good one. Figured I'd bring you in for it, and I only got 2 more rolls, and I'll bring you in for a wrap up. And that is it for the hunt. So we ended up with 3 minor DDR Saratogas in the saber handle there. The 2 Homestead minor DDRs in the window panes. The 2 Harper's Ferries. This stack of Crossing the Delawares with some minor cuff doubling. We ended up with the 92 with that really faint but still there mint mark. That one's probably going to get thrown back, honestly. It's not really nice enough to keep. this 89 Denver, which does have a little bit of ring of death, but I need to check on that, see if that mint mark is the RPM or not. Got 2 Spitting Eagles. This is the 83 and this is the 84. Got 1 87 Denver to check against my book. It's not uncirculated, but it's pretty nice. Got 1 S-minted NIFC, a 2018 Voyagers. 1 proof, a Iowa on a 2004, and then the find of the hunt, the beautiful Fort McHenry WDDR 003. And that is just a really pretty coin to have found that on. So definitely glad to add that one to the collection. That one was on the hit list for a while. And you'll probably see that one in an Annex unboxing at some point. But overall, really good hunt. Glad I could add a few more things to my collection. And I appreciate you watching. Please hit that like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching.